Alrighty, y'all. So before this video actually begins, there are 2 new codes for all players right now. So we're gonna go ahead and just claim both of them. They will be in the comments, and if I forget to post them in the comments, and hopefully you guys will, because it's just what you guys usually do when I forget. But the first code is HAISORAPENVOL8UXRT in all capitals. Redeem now, and boom, it's reached its max usage. Okay, well, there's another one. Well, the other one is MICU RU and then CHIRUCAVOL8CADT. Whatever that says, and that one is also reaches max usage, so there are no new codes. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Anyways, y'all, so we're going to be talking about how to be ultra today for the anomaly stage, or at least how to get as high as possible, right? A lot of you guys have been liking the guides and like the explanation behind what you want to do and why you want to run certain teams and stuff like that. Ultra is probably, I would say, one of the easier anomaly boss stages. I would say like the hardest stage for me personally is Individually. I don't think anything else is hard. I think Mirror Container is easy, Kraken is easy, Harvester is easy, Ultra is easy. Individually is the only difficult one for me personally, right? But let's talk about Ultra, because this is how you get the what do you get from Ultra? You end up getting I don't know what this one's for though. Is this just random? I don't know what you get from this. You get something. Oh, headpieces. You get headpieces here, right? You get headpieces from Ultra. So obviously you guys know max level can be 400. Iron characters are type advantage against this, and water code Nikkes are the characters that will take a lot more damage. So it's in your best interest not to use a water code character. And remember, by doing this, you are getting the headpiece for gears, right? It's random between all of the manufacturing. It's just meant for farming headgear. Now, the team that you want to use for this is something like this, where you have Crown on the team, who is easily the best burst 2 iron character in the game. Red Hood is definitely a very important role in this as well. And then I would also say, surprisingly, Helm. Now this Helm is limited, but the reason why she's so good for this is because she has an ability that basically puts a permanent damage taken increase to an electric code enemy, right? And because this is one single enemy and it's an electric code enemy, Ultra is basically going to have permanent 25% maximum, or 26-27% maximum, depending on what level your skill is for her. But for me, 25% permanent damage taken increase, meaning everybody on the team is doing 25% more damage to the boss. So this Helm right here is really good, right? I have favorite item Laplace on the team because she's a very strong iron character as well, so you can go ahead and use her. And then obviously Red Hood Rappy is type advantage against this, because obviously she's strong at element against like electric code enemies continuously, right? She is type advantage in this stage. Now another thing is, I would highly recommend that when you're using like these characters, especially your DPSs, you want your DPSs to have elemental damage dealt. It's like just for all these anomaly stages, right? The reason why is just it makes you do a lot more damage, right? Elemental damage increase just makes you do a lot more damage to the enemies who are just type disadvantage to you, and it's really just a big feat. So we're gonna go in here. Ultra, like I said, is one of the easier bosses, right? You could auto it if you wish, right? I haven't even done Ultra in a long time, so I'm just going back off of memory, and I'm just gonna probably remember as I'm going through here. But it's very straightforward. It's more just like covering and stuff like that. I do believe when you get to the interruption circle part, you have to like come off auto or whatever. Like, I only have Red Hood here specifically for burst generation. Like not here on the team, but like using her in that middle slot for burst generation, because she just has crazy burst generation. And then she's just a broken DPS as well, right? You're gonna be able to see, because she has the pierce and stuff like that, she's actually going to break a lot of these things a lot easier, right? The core is taking thing. The only thing is you're going to take damage as well, right? You want to break all these, right? Remember, any interruption part you want to break. It's kind of straightforward, right? Now the thing is, I don't like using Red Hood here because of the little like things on the side. You can remove that if you want, but I usually just think so. Right here, you're going to want to cover. Laplace isn't the best option here because Laplace is not able to cover, but you want to cover there. right? And we had a shield anyway from Crown, so we should be fine. And then here you want to cover as well. So basically both of those times where, you know, Ultra's attacking, whether it's the Earthquake or it's the Venom Spray, you basically want to be covering for those two abilities, right? I don't have a healer on this team, and that's the one thing that I was like a bit worried about, having a healer, because I do like having a healer just so I can have my HP up. But if you don't have a healer, it's fine. A lot of people don't really need healers for Ultra. It's just better to have a healer, in my opinion. In anything you do, right? It's just better in my opinion. But there we go. Let's go ahead and break these if we can. It's not hard to break, but like once you get boom, they're not hard to break, and you have a lot of time to break these interruption parts as well. And that's kind of just the whole gimmick there, right? So boom, we broke those parts. Interruption part, just break this real quick and break this as well. Again, you have a lot of time to break this, and then boom, when you get this, the only thing is Laplace. Maybe I should have put Laplace before Red Hood, just so that when we get to this part where he's going to be doing the or she is going to be doing the what's it called, these earthquake moves, I can block it. But we have enough times in they do the earthquake first and then we do this, so you want to cover for that, right? You don't want to be attacking for that, you just want to cover for that right there, right? And now we're on the second phase, right, where as you guys seen, the parts broke off. So here you want to come off of auto and you want to break this, right? I didn't break it in time, unfortunately, but you want to break it because I was pressing the wrong button, so I pressed shift instead of tab. But the reason why you want to come off of auto for that is because everybody, I don't know why it's like that, but everybody attacks, right? Everybody will attack, and you don't, the last thing you want to do for the ultra stage is have like those circle interruption parts, the gray ones, at least the gray interruption parts. The last thing you want to do is have that be attacked, because if you actually fail that part of the stage, where I think all the bosses have that, but if you do fail those parts of the stages, you are guaranteed going to die. Like, you are just going to die. It's just how it is, right? You will die. It's just an instant nuke. But here I covered way too early. Here you want to cover again, just let your cover take that damage from the Venom. The reason why you don't want to get hit by the Venom as well is because it does have damage over time. So if you, it's kind of like Nihilister. If you get hit by it, you're going to just die regardless, because it's like damage over time. That's why you want to make sure you're covering. You don't want to tank that. The other one you don't have to if you have Crown on the team, because she has a shield that will nullify it. The Earthquake move, but the Venom move, you definitely 100% want to thing, right? Obviously my team, none of my DPSs have damage, like element damage increase. We could do a lot better if we have that. And like I said, when it comes to overload gear, elemental damage increase, it plays a big part in anomaly interception, right? For all the stages, not just like ultra, not just Kraken, but every single stage, right? So it's something that I would highly recommend to start aiming for when it comes to your DPSs. Just start trying to get them elemental damage increase, because it plays a big role in your runs in, you know, anomaly interception. So again, here is an earthquake move. We have a shield, so we don't have to cover for this, right? Boom, as you guys see, nobody took damage. But here we want to cover right here where he does the Venom, or she does the Venom, right? I just say he, because it's like, it's a bug, I don't care, right? Right? But then yeah, this is the second part right here. Again, this is where you want to low-key come off of here and just have one character attack. I usually don't like, I could just use Red Hood, right? I think Red Hood would have been better there. I'm sorry that I'm redoing it again, right? But I think Red Hood would be better there. Just use a sniper for those. In all the stages, I think it's just better to use a sniper for that. I'm using Crown off of what's it called? I'm using Crown off of a freaking like startup. Machine guns take a bit to start up too, so it's just like a waste of time in my opinion by using it like that. But yeah, I would just probably use Red Hood for that, right? I probably would just use Red Hood for that. It's just better in my opinion. Can I turn that off actually, this little thing for snipers? I don't really like it. Blur when aiming, that I don't think I saved it. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this midway, but there we go. So that way I can actually see. So here again, we don't have to worry. We can take that to the head. Boom. It's not gonna kill us. But this one right here, Coral, we broke it. You want to cover here. Boom. Cover it there. And boom. We can go ahead and attack again. Right? It's kind of straightforward, to be honest. It's not really as hard as you like it might seem. It's not as hard as it might seem for real. Right? Boom. Boom. Boom, and then again, you don't have to, but yeah, we might as well just go ahead and do that. Interruption. This is not hard. Interruption parts are not hard to break until you get to that one stage, and then again, I would just highly recommend you use a sniper. It's just easier with a sniper for those stages, or at least that part of the stage. I feel like it's just easier to use a sniper. Right, I'm on auto. A lot of people don't use auto for anomaly interceptions, especially people who want full clears. I feel like it's just easier to like use a computer than to use what's it called, like a phone. It really is. But it's not like everybody has a computer that can run Nikke, right? Surprisingly, I don't want to say surprisingly, just people. Not everybody has a computer. That's just what you gotta understand, right? So, boom. Here we're gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna get hurt here. Got a shield up. And we got to shield up again, but again, you want to make sure you're covered for this part, right? I'm sorry, you just want to make sure you're covered for that part. There's really no point in, okay, so here. Now, this is where you're going to want to use Red Hood, right? Because, okay, so turn this off. Remember to, you see, Laplace. You guys kind of get the gist, right? I know, it's like, as you see, the Red Hood and Laplace are doing like basically the same amount of damage, but you guys can kind of get the gist, right? If you can just get that part off, right, with the sniper. Laplace had her burst skill off, unfortunately, and it's like, okay, now this is where like you get an instant nuke. No matter what, you just instantly die there. So, yeah, just that's like my only advice for you. It's not like I can get a full clear anyways. So it doesn't really like hurt me that I'm not being able to pass that part right now, just because like Laplace used her burst skill, and that's why you don't want to like you play on auto for this stage. It's not in the best interest to play on auto, but you know, a lot of people do, a lot of people don't. I would recommend not to. Obviously I'm limited with the laptop I'm using, hence why I am playing on auto, but you guys let me know what you think. Hopefully it was helpful to an extent. The gimmick is all the same regardless, right? Once you pass that part of the interruption circle part where like you have to come off auto or whatever and just like break those interruption circles in between like the gray ones, it's the same thing, right? You're doing the same thing. You're covering when that part comes off. You're covering for the venom. If you have a shield up, you can go ahead and attack, or you can cover regardless when the earthquake comes out, and then you're just trying to break the other interruption parts on both sides. It's all the same thing, right? Ultra, like I said, is one of the easiest bosses out of these. I would say it's probably the easiest, right? Either that or Kraken, in my opinion, I would say are the easiest. But yeah, it's basically straightforward. Would you have to use this team? No, I probably wouldn't use Laplace, just because obviously Laplace, again, as you guys seen right there, she had a burst skill where her burst wasn't really the best, right? I know a lot of people use Snow White. That's a good option as well. Maxwell is if you want to as well. But you don't have the many options, right? You have only Snow White, Maxwell, Bunny Soda to an extent, and then I would say Laplace. Like, other than that, you don't really have many options. So yeah, it's really up to you what you want to do, or you could just use Laplace first, like this, so you don't have to necessarily worry about it. But yeah, it's just what it is. You guys let me know what you think. If this was helpful in any way, shape, or form, let me know. But it's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace.